What is up, people? We are back on the Good Times Show. I am your girl, the Princess of All.
I'm your man, Jay the Great.
And we have the lovely Aubrey O'Day on the line.
How do you do?
Hi, guys.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited about my #1 spot.
Absolutely.
Coming for the #1 spot. Hey.
Absolutely. That is beautiful. Now, talk to us about it, because I mean, you've been very, very busy. Everyone's been seeing you on Apprentice. Everybody's been seeing you on so many things.
Yes.
So, where do Aubrey stand with music? Like, what's going on music-wise?
You know, coming out to Danity Kane, it was just such a dramatic situation and so hard to process for all of us that I really didn't want to continue on making music. There was so much about it that I loved, but there was also an element of, it wasn't like a nurturing environment when we were with Bad Boy and working under that label. It was always brought forward to us in such a competitive manner that we never were able to like push ourselves as artists. We were just like striving to stay afloat. And so I didn't love it like I always had growing up. And so I went off and did Broadway first. I basically stayed on stage for about a year and a half doing Broadway, playing Amber Rivon's Hustle and Hairspray, and then I went on to do Peep Show with Holly Madison in Las Vegas, and then I did my Oxygen show all about Aubrey.
Now, is that coming back?
Basically stayed on television. Well, I'm actually jumping onto another project that's going to potentially have a television opportunity. So for now, no, but you never know.
Now, I used to watch that show, and I loved the show because, it just showed all of the hard work coming out of a group, like you said, it was a lot of chaos, so being a solo artist, it's a lot you have to do, and I really did enjoy the show. I loved it, and I was hoping for another season, but we'll see what's to come.
Yeah, it's funny, right when I got off of it, I went directly into Celebrity Apprentice, so that kind of took up the rest of that year. I was filming for about 3 months. So now, with this new opportunity that I'm about to announce in a couple weeks, I am getting the opportunity to make music, to do television, to kind of be back in a situation that, I'm able to thrive in many different ways. So right now, with this album that I just released, Between Two Evils, I had started it at the end of last year. I finally come back to a place where I wanted to make music again. And basically it all came off of a heartbreak. I got my heart broken, and I was involved in like a really, the great love of your life that breaks your heart, and nothing makes it better, and you sit and cry and get depressed and say, I don't know, I was in like a down place for a little bit of time, and then finally one day I was like, nothing I'm doing is getting rid of this. I'm going to therapy, I'm trying all these different things to lift myself and lift my spirits, and I wasn't able to do it until I got in the studio and just started writing. And I partnered up with this guy Jaden, who's worked with everyone from Lauryn Hill to Jay-Z to Puff to Chris Brown. He's amazing, and him and I just started writing, and I basically used this album as my therapy. So it's interesting, the album starts off with the last conversation I had in the relationship, and then it goes through kind of all the emotions and the way in which I process everything. Some of it's like heartbroken, some of it's angry, some of it's like vengeful, and then it kind of comes off to like where I was left off at the end of it all.
That's dope. Now, I gotta say, over the years, it seems like Aubrey has relaxed, kind of just,
fell back a little bit.
Yeah, because it seems like, in the earlier days, Aubrey was like
whippersnapper,
a pit bull. Like, is it a reason for the the relaxation or the calmness now, or is it just maturing?
I don't know. It depends on who you ask, because anyone around me now would still say I'm a pain in the ass. But I would say, I don't know. I was pretty strong on Celebrity Apprentice too. I don't know. I'm just always me. I think I've relaxed a little bit. I don't feel the need to fight to prove myself as much anymore. I've proved myself to myself. I think as you get older, you spend so much of your 20s trying to show everyone what you're made of and improve all these things and overcome obstacles, and you kind of approach life with this competitive zest. And I still in that, but I'm also, like, very confident with my mind, with my talent. I'm not trying to do things that I don't do well. I'm really focused on things I do well. I kind of just found my niche, I guess. We all kind of find it eventually.
Now, being on Celebrity Apprentice, how was that for an experience? Did you learn a lot?
Yes, Celebrity Apprentice was definitely the biggest learning experience I've had. Even over, I mean, I guess it was a different lesson, but even over Diddy, I've never been part of something that was so such a mental and physical challenge. I mean, I just constantly had to create. It's so much different when you're creating lyrics and songs and producing music and being on stage. Those things come so naturally to me. Half the time I don't even necessarily think about what I'm doing. I just live. Whereas the Celebrity Apprentice, like, I had to constantly be pushed outside my comfort zone and do things like, you know, produce commercials and think of every element down to, like, staging, lighting, costumes, scripts, everything. I mean, I was, like, able to push myself in a lot of different directions, which I thought was great. I mean, it definitely taught me how to be more of a well-rounded player.
So you can say that Danity Kane, Diddy, the experience kind of, prepped you professional-wise.
Oh, absolutely. Diddy's probably, you know, he's the worst person and the best person you could ever start off working with.
I've heard that. Now, are you and Diddy still cool?
Yeah, you know, I will always be thankful of the opportunity that he presented us and presented me. I mean, you know, none of us could ever say otherwise. What he did for us was amazing. The platform that he created with making the band and the ability to create an international, you know, superstar pop group was great. And then the work, the talent, and the drive and determination was us. And he sometimes, you know, pushed that out of us, and sometimes it was stunted and everything in between. But as far as the actual platform, that was Diddy. He created that for us.
Okay. Now, when you say us, we had Dawn on the show yesterday, and she kind of gave us a little insight on Danity Kane. Now, can you give us a little bit more of an insight on what's going on? Because we've been seeing the pictures and the blogs. Is Danity Kane possibly getting back together?
Wait, I want to know what was Dawn's insight.
She just said you can always expect the unexpected with Danity Kane.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with. I think what I have to say about it is we left in a place where we had unfinished business, and if anybody knows us personally or has followed our careers individually, you know that none of us are women that like to keep business unfinished.
Yes.
Okay. Good answer.
Good answer.
Very, very good answer.
Well, like I was telling Dawn, even if you guys don't get Danity Kane back together, but just seeing you guys in the studio and taking pictures and working together is a great thing, because like you said, you guys had unfinished business, and not only did you have unfinished business between you guys, everyone's seen it on TV. So it was not like you guys, could fall back and say, hey, let's get it together. So now that you guys are taking pictures and you're out together, it shows girls, you can always rekindle a flame, no matter what.
I think y'all should. I think it'd be great right now for women. I think it'd be great for music, because there's no real good girl groups.
And everybody knows Danity Kane was that group.
Yeah, y'all girls had it popping.
And you guys know no other girl group had the success that Danity Kane had since Danity Kane.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
See, that's why y'all got to get it back popping.
Or at least do some features.
Now, will Diddy be happy if y'all all get back together without him?
I mean, publicly, he probably won't say that or say nothing. Personally, hell no. I'm sure he doesn't want to see us win. Why would he want to see us win without him?
Right, yeah, because this music business is very small, and it's sad to say that, but a lot of people don't know how small the music business is. But I think him having daughters now and him understanding that females have to grow, I think he'll be happy, because girls right now, I think it's very important to see y'all get back together and see y'all blossom. Yeah, because girls need that.
Yeah, and the industry's small, but at the same time, not small enough to stop anybody from succeeding, because Dawn doesn't have a label or any backing, and she had a #1 album on the R&B charts, and I don't have a label or any backing, and my album's #1 on the dance charts right now over Calvin Harris, Skrillex, all of the biggest DJs in music right now.
Right. Now, who produced this record?
There's always a chance. There's always a chance for underdogs to win.
That's true. Now, who produced this #1 record?
Number one album.
#1 album. I'm sorry, #1 album.
I had two different producers. Yeah, I had two different producers. One is a guy named Z who did Macy Gray's old album. He does a lot of live music. Everything's live instruments. He's incredibly musical. And then I did a lot of dance. Like there's some like techno dubstep type tracks, and they're produced by the Freshmen who did Chris Brown and Nicki Minaj's new single.
Love Me.
They did Will I Am single. They dance music.
Okay. Now, when can fans expect the album?
The album is released on the 13th, which is Tuesday. This coming up Tuesday, and it's on pre-order right now. Just went on pre-order yesterday, and it went to #1 right away, and it's been staying strong.
Okay, anyone can go iTunes it?
iTunes, but iTunes, and the album is called Between Two Evils.
Okay, sounds beautiful. Sounds beautiful.
Perfect.
And it's got like, it's kind of similar to Danity Kane's stuff in the sense that I have a lot of dance records and, like kind of a little bit merged over into like techno dubstep type sounds. I also have like all the way to like big pop radio mid-tempo songs, and then I have a few R&B, like as R&B as I can get songs that are literally just a really open track. And like I was listening to Donny Hathaway's "The Song for You," and the producers I was working with were saying like, you don't always have to over-sing everything and be belting out high notes and stacking everything, because I've always been inspired by Brandy and all of her backs, and I constantly throughout all the tracks tried to create instruments with my voices in the background. And I like the music sounding thick, like similar to how Danity Kane would always flavor tracks. And I did that throughout most of my album, and he's like, you should just do one song where you ride all the way through it, no editing, no going back and punching songs words or lines or things that are a little off key. Like, you should just keep it in. There's a beauty in being able to be an artist that can go behind the mic and sing from start to finish without being edited.
Right.
So there's a track, Devil in Me, on the album that is just that.
That's dope. That's dope. I love it. I love it.
Now,
what's to come? What can fans expect?
Besides the album dropping
August 13th. People, make sure y'all go and cop that August 13th. Get y'all pre-orders in right now. But what's to come? We heard that you say you're working on some things you can't really talk about. But can you give your fans and the listeners right now a little tease, a little insight?
Well, with the album I have out, I'm able to push it for another 2 weeks, and then I go right into this other project that's a very big project that will be announced in a couple weeks. And I finished in the very beginning of the year. I did a movie that's coming out on Lifetime September 1st, I believe. So I have that. So I'll be doing across the board television, movies, and music. But Between Two Evils is the main focus right now for the next couple weeks. I really want to push that and give everyone a chance to hear, what Aubrey feels and how she expresses herself solo. So kind of like an idea of what I want to be musically. Because I did, I strayed away from it for so long and went and did other things. And obviously I always started off singing. I always started off on stage, and music is the most important thing to me. And I wanted to do it when I felt ready again to say something real. And until I got my heart broken, I had no idea how real it could really get.
Aww.
That's always true for women. Well, I'm super excited for everything that you have to come. When you make your announcement, you have to come back and announce it here on the show. Of course.
For sure.
Now, I got a last question for you. Fashion. Like, I'm very curious in you with fashion. Like, what... do you have any plans to really get behind and take on the fashion industry?
With the beginning of Danity Kane, we were regular girls, right? Everyday girls that brought the style of whatever we were in our hometowns, like five young girls that dreamed of being music artists. And, from there we kind of all took on a life of our own. I mean, I kind of was inspired by certain things, obviously. Did everything from like fashion magazines to the cover of Playboy and everything in between. I went through all my phases where I wanted to, you know, be sexy, and then I wanted this and I wanted that. Now as an adult woman that's kind of cycled through 8 pounds of weave and all that nonsense, it's like, weaves out, natural makeup, wear things that I feel powerful in. What powerful means to me on any given day is something different. I hate, like, saying I'm this style or that style or what fashion is exactly on any given day, because it changes so much. And what it is an expression of where you're at in life and how you feel should be, how you feel as for me, as a woman in today's society. So, you know, with my next project, obviously that's something that is very important, and the way that that project is going to be addressing that is very interesting, and I'm excited for everybody to see.
Wow. Well, I can see you coming out with, you know, if not your if not your own line, at least endorsing somebody, because you know you definitely you know, keep all eyes on you. You definitely you know have a following, and everyone loves to, you know, Aubrey this and Aubrey, and you know that's dollar signs.
Yeah. You know, I've always just want to stay true to the things that I am. You know, I think I've gone through phases in my career where I tried so much to capitalize on everything or do a bunch of things that everybody told me I should be doing, and I just was never happy. I think once you get to a certain age, being happy is so much more important than fighting for every possible way you can prove something to other people. Like, that's such an empty goal, and it has no value to whether you can close your eyes and sleep with a smile on your face. Absolutely. So I kind of am in a place where I only want to do projects that will leave me in a place where I'm smiling at night. I want to take on projects that seem impossible or very difficult to achieve a great amount of success and watch them win. You know, there's not anybody in a million years from me being on television as long as I have to think that I would be able to release an album with no support, no single, no radio play, no promo, and go #1.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean, that like shows power. That shows power.
And for me, if my album was number 100 or further down the chart, I wouldn't care, because this was such an honest expression for me. To me, lyrically, it was so important to say something real. I mean, the other songs that I released are great, but lyrically, they were things that I could identify with, but they weren't written by me. They weren't written about my real experience. And lyrically, I think that on most of the albums, even the albums that I really love, there are always lines here and there throughout it that were kind of thrown away. And with this album, there's literally not one line on any song that isn't genius to me. It's like written in metaphors and poetry.
Well, that's why the fans will love it, because now they'll be able to actually get a connection with you and feeling with you, and, you know, understand what you were going through at that moment of your life. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and heartbreak is so real for everybody. It's like I play, like, you know, the last conversation that I had, and that opens up the album, and I feel so stupid because I'm literally like begging some guy to love me, and it's so desperate and vulnerable and embarrassing. But so many people that heard it, I was like, I'm not going to include this. I don't want people to see me like this. And my friends were all like, dude, we're all like that. Everybody has been in that place. You have to show people the truth.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
All people want to do is know the true you.
Yeah, and everybody cries. Everybody gets their heart broke.
Yeah.
I was
hoping like this will help people. I mean, I would have loved. I mean, there are albums that I go to specifically for times in my life. I don't know how many times I've gone back to Lauryn Hill's Miseducation or what are my other albums that are my go-tos during times of pain? Music Soul Child. I don't know. I mean, I have my like specific albums that get me through difficult phases in life, and that's what this album is.
Right.
I agree.
That's beautiful. Well, listen, and that comes out August 13th, right?
Comes out August 13th, which is this upcoming Tuesday, but right now you can go on iTunes, Aubrey O'Day, Between Two Evils, and pre-order it and be part of keeping it at #1.
Absolutely.
Make sure you guys go check that out.
Now, before we let you go, you know, we want to ask you some funny questions. Okay?
Okay.
You ready?
I love these.
All right. Now, we're going to see how much hood credibility you got. Do you like red or grape?
Oh, no. I haven't been reading or watching anything. anything. I know Usher's son got hurt. That's all I know.
Okay, well, you know, we finna see. Now, do you like red or grape Kool-Aid?
Grape Kool-Aid.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
That's doable.
We'll take that one. Do you prefer...
Actually, I like red Kool-Aid and grape soda.
Red Kool-Aid and grape soda?
Now, grape soda is good,
So
but
if I had to pick...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I like grape soda the best.
Grape soda?
It's okay.
Have you ever had grape soda? It's so good.
I'm a red pop fan, okay? That's all I drink. That gets me turned up. Red pop.
Red pop is good.
Here y'all go. Okay, now, do you take Cheetos or Doritos?
Cheetos.
Hot Cheetos?
Or regular.
Hot Cheetos.
There you go. Uh-oh.
Nobody do the regular Cheetos.
There we go. Now,
Dude, you want to know? I have like a little weird single behavior. I like sitting in a bathtub and eating hot Cheetos. Because you know how it always leaves your fingers red, so you can eat them and then you put your hands in the water real quick so it doesn't get red.
That's a good inside tip.
Okay. Now, do you pee in the shower or do you get out and pee?
Pee in the shower.
There we go.
See, everybody does it.
That's what I'm talking about. 100% keeping it real.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie. I've peed in pools before too. I was like talking to my friend about it.
Now, when I admitted to
my girlfriend
that,
was like, "That is so disgusting," and she went off on me saying I was disgusting. I'm like, dude, why does nobody admit it? Everybody has peed in a pool. Stop
they
lying.
tell you they pee in the pool or not.
Right, but everybody has peed in the pool. I can guarantee you.
That's true. You ever been in the pool with somebody and be like, "Oh, it got warm in here"? No, it's pee.
Every guy pees in the pool. Every guy. Period. It's just you just gotta do it if you're a
It's
guy.
human nature.
Okay, last question. This is
It's
the
like when girls are like, "Oh my God, doesn't watch porn." Yes, he does, boo.
Oh, absolutely.
When you leave for work, he's got the porn on. He has it on his phone. He watches it.
Absolutely, that's a must.
That is true.
That's just common life. You gotta stay up on the new moves.
Dude, I had a site on my phone the other day, and I was leaving, and this girl stopped me and asked me for directions, and I went to open my phone, and it was plugged into my car speakers, and the porno started screaming on my speakers in my car, and then it was gnarly as fuck. It was so funny. The girl's like, "Oh, yeah, smack that big ass, yeah."
That has to be embarrassing.
Okay, so now here's one last critical question. Would you do number 2 at your man's house, or would you make it an excuse and leave and go down the street to a convenience store?
Okay, here's the real. It depends on what kind of man I'm dating. If I really like him and it's on, I would book it to the nearest bathroom somewhere else. If he's like a filler dude and it's like, you know, this is good for now, but I'm definitely keeping my eyes open, then I'd probably poop in his house.
Now that is the real.
That's the best
true.
answer I've ever heard from a female to this part. Like, thus far, that's the best answer I've heard from a female. Seriously.
It's like if you have a guy that keeps you on your toes and you're a little nervous that you're going to always lose him, which is kind of, you should always have that feeling of like butterflies in your stomach over someone. That's how it stays exciting after so long. It's like if you have a guy that keeps you like that, you'll always be working hard to stay impressive.
That's true. You'll always be on your toes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you are.
You know, if I'm like, "Hold on, babe," or "Oh man, do you have a lighter or some spray?" If I get to that place with you, you might as well pack up your shit and go home.
Listen, you are.
I'm definitely talking to my ex-boyfriend on my phone as we speak.
Oh my God!
gosh.
You are a joy. Like, you are so much fun.
I've had a pleasure meeting you because, you know, I watched the show, you know, the Aubrey O'Day show, and I watched Making the Band. I'm like, dude, she is freaking hilarious. So having you on the show, it's truly an honor.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Aw, thanks, guys.
And you answered everything perfectly. Red Kool-Aid, hot Cheetos. Come on, you can't go wrong.
She got her hood card.
You got your hood card. Now, had you said you never had Kool-Aid, then it would have been a problem.
Yes.
Oh no.
Would have been
Everybody's like Kool-Aid. You you know that fizz machine that you could buy? Now they sell Kool-Aid inserts where you can have fizzed up Kool-Aid.
Really?
Oh man, I might have to do a new investment.
Yeah, we gotta get one of those up here in the station.
That would be awesome.
Soda.
Yeah, we're gonna have corporate in here drinking Kool-Aid.
That's a sight to see.
But listen, it's always a pleasure. It was a true honor.
Yes, yes. You can't be a stranger.
August 13th, people, please look out for the album. But you can pre-order it right now. Keep it at #1.
Now
the album
iTunes.
is hot as fire.
Yes, yes. Between Two Evils. Go get it.
Aubrey.
Next time I'm on here, I want to hear what you guys think of the album, alright?
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely, 100%.
And my favorite song you guys have to check out is Unchoose You. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Unchoose
That's
You?
my hood card song.
Your hood car song. Okay, perfect.
You Cannot Be a Stranger.
That's my red Kool-Aid song.
Your red Kool-Aid, hot Cheetos in the bathtub song. That's how you do it.
Yep, all that.
Well, we thank you so much for coming on the Good Time Show. And we hope to hear from you soon.
Thank you guys